We are recording this session so that you can come back and follow through with any of that. Now, I'm hoping to share my desktop. Are you seeing the Teams space on the screen?
No.
No, still not. Okay, there we go. Should be now.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the Teams space, if you go to Teams, and then in our cluster academies, so all things related to any of these workshops, whether online or face-to-face, are in here. And then any files related to any of these workshops will appear in the files list. So if you go to files.
I think you've got the wrong page, like viewing.
Yeah, we can only see like a file.
Download.
Let me just double check that.
I know this is one, Minecraft Interactivity.
Yeah, found it, I think.
Okay, I just need to check my screen sharing's working because it's not going to help if we're not doing that properly. So that should then be, are you looking at the files page now?
Yeah.
Okay, that was human error there. All right, and so it's the Minecraft Interactivity PDF. So that's the 10 slides that are forming what we're going to do today. And any links that I've used are linked in there. So if you want to follow up or use any of those, we won't necessarily go to all of them today, but they're there. So you can follow along with that if you want. We'll probably take a break at about 10:30 for about 15 minutes or so. Grab a stretch, have a coffee, whatever, and then finish. I would like to finish around 12 because I'm going to give you a little bit of something to finish off, which doesn't mean you have to finish now because you're all back in the afternoon session. So is everyone happy with finishing at 12 and starting back at 1?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll wrap up where we are at 12 and you'll have a little project to do, which is about half an hour's work. And you can do that whenever you like. And then we'll start back at 1 with coding. So that's the plan. And I'll put the coding page up in here as well, which I haven't yet finished a few things on. So we have that all happening. Okay, so if I go back to sharing my screen, and if the bandwidth gets tricky, turning cameras off could be useful as well. It doesn't seem to be at the moment, but let's see how we go. I want to just get to my slides. Let's see if we can get that shared now. All right, so are you seeing the slides now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is basic. We're going to touch on a few things that are actions and interactions in Minecraft. It's not meant to be exhaustive. What it is meant to be is maybe trigger ideas for how you can go, and you may see how things can be done in games or spaces or worlds that you've played in. So we're going to start with, I want you to start on a build because we're going to apply the things we're going to learn to a build. And probably the thing everybody would like to do is build a castle in Minecraft. Most kids at some stage will come in and build a castle. So I want to open Minecraft and let's go through the world settings that we will need to make this simple for us. So if you launch Minecraft on whatever application tell me what you're using as well. I need to know, are you mouse pad, trackpad, what kind of, and what device you're using. I know Taylor's using an iPad or a tablet, but what is everyone else using?
I'm using a Mac trackpad.
A Mac trackpad, yeah.
I've got PC trackpad.
Yeah, I'm on my department laptop PC with a trackpad.
Okay, yeah. Just trackpads can get tricky, so it's important you understand where your left and right click are on those, because it's consequential in Minecraft when that happens. So when we're using a trackpad, and I had to take the sensitivity down on mine because I was breaking things everywhere, which is not kind of helpful. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen and share the Minecraft screen instead as we go through setting up a new space. So are you seeing the screen for Minecraft?
Yeah.
Okie doke. So in there, when you enter, you have View My Worlds, View Library, Create New, Join World, and Import. And I realized when I set the Mindful Night up, I didn't tell people how to import a new world, and it's different on lots of different machines. So I've added some instructions in there that some of the teachers asked for. So if you've downloaded a world, you're going to use that import link to bring it in. Join a world, if you've been invited to join a world, you're going to use that. And we're going to create new today as a world that we're going to build with. So we want to go create new. We don't want to use a template, we just want to go new. And then we need to look at some of the settings we need just for our activity today. We're not going to use any resource packs, but that's another time we'll have a look at that. And you can, could host the world if we were all in the one intranet, but given Minecraft Education Edition, you need to be on the same Wi-Fi in the same tenancy to share. So we want to give your name, a world a name so you'll recognize it. So you could call it Interactivity or whatever you want. Now we don't want it to be in survival because it will get in the way of what we're trying to do if we have monsters in here. So we want to make sure our world is creative. And creative means that we will have all the resources we need. We don't have to craft anything. Now that's problematic if we had set it to survival and we wanted to build and then monsters come and attack us while we're building. So make sure if it's, you know, experimental or building is the focus, you might want to set it to creative. And peaceful is okay or easy. Either of those will work fine for us. Peaceful, nothing can harm you. It's probably the easiest. Permission level for students is not relevant here. Now the world type that we want to have is flat. Now that does limit us in how high, how low and how wide we can go, but it does mean we don't have terrain to worry about. So we don't have the geography of hills and rivers and valleys and all sorts of other things. So we want to just go for flat as our world. Okay, seed, you could be starting with a Minecraft seed, which is the seed of a world that you can put in there. If you know the number of a seed, you can put it in there and it will pull it into your world. And that's something we could have a look at down the track in other sessions. Simulation distance doesn't really matter unless you're working on a particular scale. Because of what we're doing with interaction, I would ask you to show coordinates so we can see the coordinates in the world and know what's happening. And if anything bad happens, we do want to immediately respawn. So that means if anything killed us, which shouldn't in peaceful, but if something happened, we would immediately respawn where we were. If that isn't set on, then you may have to come back in. We're not going to activate Code Builder at the moment. We don't need to anyway. We can activate that from inside the game this afternoon. I'll show you how to do that. And we don't really need cheats, but I would make it always day because we're concentrating on building and doing something together. And the same for your kids, because night sometimes just gets in the way of what you're trying to do. So if you can set it to always day, then you have a better arrangement of what's happening. And show classroom settings we don't need, because we're not all in the one network. You're setting up just your world. So is everyone comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're going to play. And these little hints that come up when they're generating the world are really quite useful. So do pay attention to them, because there's little lessons.
Press
to be
D,
learned there.
return, or Control or D-pad right to open chat.
Oh, how do I turn that off? Yeah.
You're doing voice to text to speech on.
How do I turn that off? Audio?
Whose computer is it?
Mine.
Oh, okay. Well, for the moment, it's not a problem. Okay.
If you press escape and go into your settings, the second option is accessibility, and there's
Yes,
a
it is
toggle
in there.
there that
Let's go
says
back and
UI
show.
screen reader.
Settings, go escape. Escape takes you out of the game, but freezes the game. So you're not leaving the game. So
So
escape
then
is always,
accessibility,
yeah.
I think I've it.
and it's those two toggles, I think.
Yeah, we're all good now. Thank you.
I've had that happen in my classroom. I'm like, how do I turn it off?
Yeah, someone must have turned that on, because the default is off. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Then go back in and go back to resume game. So escape is really handy. It's a very quick way to jump in and out of things that we're doing. All right, so you've got now a flat world. It might have some animals, some mobs, but there'll be nothing dangerous because we've chosen peaceful mode. Now, the thing with flat world is there are limitations on how high, how low, and things like that you can go. It just generates this flat world. So if you're doing something more extensive, or you're trying to simulate something, you won't want a flat world. But for us testing things out, it's important. All right, so a couple of things we need to know. The E on your keyboard is going to bring up your inventory. And that's a really good way to check that you're in creative. If you are in creative, you have your complete set of things that you need. So everyone's fine with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to close it again, it's just E again. Now, to access all the commands in Minecraft, you want to use the \, and you'll see it changes to chat and commands. And if you click just after that \, you'll see it will show you commands on the screen. So these are all things that you can use after that \. So as soon as Minecraft sees a \, it's looking for a command. So there's lots of rules there that you can set the game mode change from. You can set it to creative or set it back to survival. You can kick a player off the world, all sorts of things. Some of these are multiplayer codes, but some of them are things you're going to do in single player. And these are fairly important because some of them will be things we'll do in our interactivity. Some of them are things that are for your management of the space. So get to know the commands that are in the world. And always day is a great one. I find it so frustrating when I'm in the middle of doing something or helping someone and it's turned to night. And it's not much to change it, but it's just something that you can set quickly. Okay, so the commands are really important, get to know them. And I think on my slide set, I've put a link to where you can look up commands. But jumping in and just playing with them in here is really the best advice to see what they do. And we're going to use a few commands in what we're doing today. So is everyone comfortable with that?
Yep.
I don't have all the commands you do on the iPad.
Yes, you will have different.
If you give me a second, I can try and get on one of the computers here.
For what we're doing at the moment, it won't matter, but after the break, it might. So do you want to just
Okay.
hang with that for now, and then after we have our break, see if you can get on one of the computers. Okay, so lots of things we can do there. If you click on that settings, so from here you can mute the chat, or maybe here's where the text to speech got changed, because you can do it here as well, and change the size of the font. Okay, so if we want to come out of that, we're going back up to the exit at the top of the screen and back into our game. Okay, so I'm just going to change screens so that I can show you what I want you to do today. As I said, we're going to try and build a castle, because at some stage everyone will want to. It's their must-have item, and so we want to build one as well. It doesn't need to be a huge castle, and so hopefully, hold on, my Mac's charger has come out. There's a video linked on this screen. I'm only going to play a little bit of it, but it'll give you an idea of the resources that you need to. Now, are you seeing the video start?
No, we're still seeing your Minecraft screen.
Okay, I'll change the sharing. It's funny, it doesn't want to show the YouTube. Yeah, sorry, hold on a sec. It doesn't want to share the YouTube in across this. Oh, there we are. So we good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a tiny castle. It doesn't have to be a big one, but it'll give you some of the ideas of the things you could be using for your castle. We're only going to build the front, not going to build a whole castle right now, but what we do want is the idea of starting a castle build. And if that feedback's annoying, you might have to just get used to muting and unmuting when you want to speak, or, you know, just so that when you're not getting feedback while I'm talking. And this is quite a nice little video. I think it's a fun one you could use with kids. So you've seen the video?
Yeah.
Great. So this is building the entryway, the gateway before the moat, perhaps, around the moat. So we're using stone and cobblestone. And that's just fence, the brown pieces that I've used. Some stone stairs. Okay, so you get the idea of what we want to build. So I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, sorry, my doggies are in the house. I might have to put them out if they're being too naughty. Shh. They want to join in. Hold on, they pulled the cable out of my Mac. So. That will not be fun if I lose power. Okay, so going back into Minecraft, let me just share that again. So back in here, we want to bring up our inventory. So E, and you want to look for all the resources that you might want to use. And you're going to drag those down into your hotbar at the bottom. So any of the stone things, you've got cobblestone walls here that you could use. Any of the stone you saw it used being there, you've got your stone stairs. Anything you want to use, drag it down and drop it into your hotbar. That means it's something that you can then use in your build. And the number indicates how many of those each you have. So just grab a whole lot of stuff that you might be using to build a castle.
Does it have to be the same as what was in that video?
Absolutely not. So yeah, if you just click on what you want and then click in the hotbar, it should drop it there. And you should start off with 64 of everything. You can come back and get some more as you need. But just find what you want to very quickly start building a castle. If you want to look for a particular resource, so for instance, stone something, it will limit down to all the stone items. And you can search for a very specific item if you wanted. So the search is really useful to limit, you know, what's there and how you want to use them and to find a specific thing. And again, creative is very useful because you don't have to craft any of this. If you were in survival, you would have to craft everything. So you would have to make everything. And you don't want to have to do that if building is your focus. So grab all of what you think you might want. Cobblestones could be handy. You might want a bit of colour. Stone. Okay, and leave a slot so you can come back and get something that you might need. Once you've grabbed a few things, then you're using your E to get back out. And I know I'm starting at the very beginning. If this is too early or easy, or you're already past this, tell me. Because I'm trying to make sure I don't assume too much. So if this is too rudimentary, let me know. So if you're all past all this, then we can jump on. But we do need to have something built to do our interaction. Now, this is where whatever trackpad or device you're using, you need to know your right mouse click to make it appropriate. So, and also which slot you're looking at. So if I was to place something now, I would be using whatever is in slot number 1. But if I wanted to use, say, the staircase, which is in slot number 3 or 4, then I hit 4 on the keyboard and I'm now placing slot number 4's item in the world. It's also important that you look at where what square is being highlighted. So if you look at the screen, you'll see the square is being shown that you're going to place an object in or against. So it could be against this staircase or against the wall of another item. In some cases, gravity is defied in Minecraft and you can place things without any lower support. And in other cases, it's not, like sand. So is everyone comfortable with how to place objects?
Yep.
Okay, so let's take 5 minutes and build the front of your castle. So just the edifice, the front of that, you saw a little bit on that video. You don't have to build it like that, but it can be your vision of a castle. But just the front edifice of it for now. And let's just take 5 minutes to do that.
I don't want that there. So you have to hide it.
What's the question, Chloe? So whatever slot number, be careful when, if it doesn't seem like it's placing something, check what slot number you're in the hotbar. So if you're on that empty slot, there's nothing to place from that slot. So always keep an eye on what slot you're in the hotbar. Is everyone okay with that?
Yep.
Shall I play the video while you do that so we've got a little bit of nice music?
Yeah.
Oh.
Please ask questions. We're all live, so we can ask any way we like, anything we want while we're working. And I'll go back to our video. So just slap down a quick front to a castle. You may find if you're getting higher in the front of your castle, you need to fly to place an object. Does everyone know how to fly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Double tap the space bar and you're up, and hold it down, you keep going up, and then double tap again and you come down. But if you're building higher up, you will want to jump up.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Cool. I'm going to ask you to show it in a sec.
Okay.
Cool. We'll give everyone a minute or two more.
I'm not done.
Yeah, I'm not done either.
What's the laughing, girls?
I'm not really sure what I'm making. Oh dear. Okay.
So fancy.
I'll just keep building mine. I'll start making it 3D.
Yeah. So we might stop this in 2 minutes. So
Yeah, I'm
Mine looks so
gonna be down.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that video and come back to Zoom. And I'm going to ask you to show us your castle.
Not
I've got to work on,
very slow.
I've got to work on how to give you, can you do share screen from yours?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to. On the bottom of the screen. And it will ask you which screen that you've got open, and then you choose it and then click the share button, and it should show what's on your screen. Kirsty has started sharing. Yay.
Yes.
And there's Kirsty standing proudly on the front of her castle.
Oh, that looks really good. Oh, nice.
Let's
Okay,
see.
cool.
Here we go.
Oh, wow, you really did get in there. Yeah, excellent.
Found some iron bars. I thought they looked pretty legit.
Yeah. Going all medieval on us.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's fantastic. All right. Do you want to stop sharing?
Yep.
So are you, Taylor, can you share?
I'm doing it on my iPad.
So in Zoom at the bottom, do you see share screen?
Well, I'm doing it on my iPad. So
Oh,
I just
you're
have
not,
to hold
oh,
it.
you're doing the computer for your other. Okay. Well, you can hold up your iPad then and show us.
It's not very good.
It doesn't need to be. Oh, that's brilliant. What do you mean it's not very good?
It's not.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
But it's raining in your world.
Yeah, I know. I'll command it to be clear.
That's right. Bring out your
I
God.
actually did. I said command clear weather.
Sorry?
Look, I did that before and it's raining.
Changing to clear weather. If you go into the settings and go to show classroom settings, you can change it to perfect weather
Yeah.
in the settings.
All right. So, Chloe and Danielle, do you want to show us yours? If you look at share
I mean,
screen.
Thing to be excited by. I don't know how to put blocks when it's like open space. You'll see what I mean in a second.
Okay. Well, let's show us and we can help work it out.
How do I share my desktop one? Is that what
If
I
you
do?
in Zoom, go to the bottom of the screen and you'll see share screen.
Just have to grant access. Hang on.
I do.
No, I do.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it now. It's telling me I have to quit Zoom to grant access to share my screen.
Oh. That's strange.
I'll see if it's worked. Hang on. Yeah. Oh, I think it might have worked.
Yes, it says you're
Oh,
sharing
yeah.
your screen. Okay, if you go back to resume game. Okay, then tell us what's the problem. Oh, you've got a great start.
I don't know how to put the blocks in between here. In between the two pillars up in the air.
Oh,
So they
okay.
have to, you can only place it.
It has to attach to a block
I like that.
on the
Yeah.
face of a block.
Ah.
Yeah, where you
Got
see
it.
the highlight, that's where it builds. Yeah, it kind of defies gravity, but yeah.
I tried to do that. That's why there's these two random ones here.
Well, it kind of you just have to look for where that square is highlighting, and that's where you're placing. So it's it's important that you look for that.
Sure.
Okay, that's great. Love it.
Thanks.
And Danielle.
So you should try it now.
Look at us. We're being pretty good at sharing the screen here.
Not sure.
Okay, brilliant.
Fence up the top.
All right. Looks like it's going to have a balcony and some
There you go, play
terraces.
with Juliet.
Yes.
Very
Excellent. Great. All right, let's go out of that. The first thing you want to place anywhere, and I know this is rudimentary to get doing, but we're going to come back to it in the end, is one of the first pieces of interaction in Minecraft is doors, placing doors in your world. And so I'm just going to go back to sharing again and keeping everyone informed of what I'm doing so I'm not being too daft. So placing a door, my castle is very ineffective, but it will have a door. So you need to go back to your inventory and you might search for door, and you should find a whole collection of doors of all different kinds. Just if you mouse over any item, it should tell you exactly what it is. We don't want an iron door just now, but we could go for any one of the wooden doors to place a wooden door in your world. So make sure you grabbed it and dropped it in your hotbar to place it. And then come out of your inventory. And then again, you want to place, make sure you're looking at the slot that the door is in. So in my case, it's in 8. And then you can place a door. Oh, so mine jumped back out of that slot. I don't know why it does that sometimes.
No, I might move in.
So you want to put some doors on your castle, wherever they are. And if you right mouse click on the door after you've placed it, you should be able to open the doors wherever they are, and right mouse click to close them. So that's probably the simplest level of interaction in Minecraft because it's already coded on the object that that's what it does, that it opens and closes your door. Okay, being this is a castle, has everyone got doors?
Yeah.
And if you put 2 doors next to each other, they automatically know to swing the right way. So that's useful. But being this is a castle, it could actually have some tricks to it to stop invaders coming to the castle. So let's have a look at what we could put in front of the door or something tricky, and we're going to put a trap door. So go back to your inventory and look for, in your door selection, you should see some trap doors. And these are different kinds of trapdoors for different reasons. They have different performances, but we can stick to oak if you want. Again, drag that and pop it into your slot, hotbar. And again, look at what slot it's in and you want to place it. Now that I just put it on top of the ground and you'll see the trapdoor comes up. Now that could be a barricade. I could make a whole row of them that would come up as you touch them. And that's gone crazy now. Let's get out of that. It's gone crazy building. Hold on, I'll have to escape for a sec and come back. All right, or you can dig a hole and place your trapdoor on the top of the hole. So then the person, if you place it against the block in the hole, it should, oh no, mine's gone, I've got mine there. So it should then be a trapdoor that if someone touched it, it would flop down and they would fall down.
Yeah.
They right click on it, it'll fall down. So you could have some kind of security device around the front of your castle. So have a play with that, putting that in front of your castle. You could have a trench with some water in it. So maybe you want to get some water and put a moat in front of your castle. But let's just spend 2 minutes having a play with trapdoors and doors, because we're going to come back and power these afterwards. So it's the reason we want doors. Is everyone comfortable? Everyone done that?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was the no?
Me.
Okay, keep going. Which one are you which one are you stuck on?
No, I just haven't got there yet. I'm getting there now.
I found on my Mac, particularly, I think Taylor, who said they were on a Mac with a trackpad. I found I had to change the settings and sensitivity of my trackpad to be able to use Minecraft. Otherwise, I was just smashing up everything. And it was too sensitive on the right mouse, left mouse click. So I was constantly, when I was wanting to build, I was breaking.
Oh yeah.
So what's not working?
No, all good.
All good? Has everyone got a trapdoor and some doors?
Yep. I just wanted to put water under it, but you have to put the water in first before you put the trapdoor on.
Yes.
I'm good now.
Kids love
All right.
putting trapdoors over lava.
Grass.
Well, they go straight for killing people.
Okay.
So yeah, as Kirsty pointed out, if you want to put a trench, put some water or lava in the hole, and then put your trapdoors on the top. Okay, we might move on. I'll just stop sharing for a sec to get out of this. Are we all good? Is that working for you, Taylor, on the iPad?
Yeah. I've made a mistake with the order though. But yeah, do the chapters.
It's all good?
Yeah.
My thing's on fire. How do you get rid
No,
of it?
no. You need to get some water and put it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How do you get rid of the water?
Oh, I've mucked mine up too.
What's on fire?
I'm on fire. How do I get, what water do I get? Water
You
bottle?
need the water in the bucket, and then you
Oh.
have to right click it onto the fire.
How do you get rid of the water?
You need a sponge.
There are consequences.
Don't worry, the lava's, the fire's out now.
You can contain the water too if you put a barrier around the water. There are different ways to deal with it, but
Oh, let's start.
Oh no, the fish are dying.
okay. So are we all good?
Oh my gosh.
Tell us what's going on so we can join the fun.
Oh, I've just killed a heap of fish.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm sorry.
that's not very nice of you.
Mine's gone completely black and I don't know what to do.
What's
Oh,
gone?
Yeah, once it goes on fire, that's it. It's destroyed.
I done.
Once what goes on fire?
If you say your castle caught on fire and then you put it out with water, it stays like that burnt shell. It doesn't go back to the way it looked beforehand.
My whole thing's frozen though, my whole screen.
Oh.
Do you want to go out and come back in?
Yeah, I might have to create, it's just my Minecraft screen. I might create a new one. Hang on.
Okay, I'm back on track.
I'll save it and see if it can work.
Once you've done it once, you'll find slapping down the blocks for your castle won't take long. We'll wait till you get back in and then we'll do the next thing, because the next thing is is a really fun one. We're going to put a sentry on the castle because every castle has to have guards. So we're going to put some guards on our castle, and the guards can do things for us in terms of interactivity in the world. Are you back in?
How do I get rid of the dead fish?
Yeah, but now there's a big thing of water just flowing in front of my thing.
Can you move away to another spot, or?
I think I'm okay. I've just got flowing water at the front of my castle.
Oh, well, that could be excellent. If you build a wall around it, you can channel it and it can be your moat.
Okay, I'll work with it.
All right. You might have to just sacrifice the dead fish, Taylor. I'm sorry. You're a fish killer. All right, let's have a look at the next piece of interactivity, because it's probably the most fun, I think, is building NPCs. Now, NPC just means non-player character. And if you've played any kinds of games, you'll know that. But let's go in and see how to build one. Okay, and I want to resume game. And you have to do, that's why I wanted you to learn commands first, because we have to set a command to be able to get into putting this character in the world. So in front of your castle, perhaps in front of the doors or wherever, we're going to put some guards. So we want to go to the backslash to bring up the command window and the chat commands in chat. And after that command backslash, you're going to put WB. Now, WB is world builder. That means you can impact interactivity in the world. So you can set something, turn world builder rights on, create some interactivity, turn world builder rights off, and then you can use that interactivity. So if you set world builder and then hit return, you should see world builder status updated to true. So is everyone seeing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're in world builder. We can actually spawn an NPC, a non-player character. Now they're in your inventory, so go back to your E and you might just search NPC. You can use the menus at the top, but I just find the search is quicker. And you'll see a multicolored egg. And you want to put that multicolored egg in one of the slots. If they're full, just dump it on one that's already there. And then come back out. So everyone give me a thumbs up if you've done that.
Yep.
Yep. All good. Okay. All right. So now you've got your spot. You're going to make sure you're in the slot that is your NPC egg. So for me, it's number 3. And then you're going to write, oh, now don't smash it from one. You're going to, oh, better fill that hole first. Okay, then I'm going to spawn the NPC in the space. And you'll see a little character like that.
Should we put it at the front of our like?
Yes,
castle?
wherever you want them to be in the front of your castle. And you might want multiple of them, but let's program one and then see how we go. Because once you know how to do this, you can do it for as many or whatever you want. And you'll see above its head, it says NPC. Now that defines you'll see the difference between real characters and non-player characters in the world when you see them together. Has everyone spawned the NPC?
Yep.
Yep.
You good, Taylor?
Yeah.
Okay, now we want to right mouse click on the NPC and we should see a dialog box come up that says non-player character. When you right mouse click on your NPC. Everyone got that?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what my right click is. I think someone changed it in Minecraft. I'm just gonna look in settings.
All right, we'll take a sec.
Oh no! I just turned it into a cow.
You just what?
I swear I just turned it into a cow.
Or are you riding a cow?
I don't know.
Are you good, Chloe?
I don't think so. I don't know
You
how
want
to
to share
right.
you want to share your screen and tell us what's happening?
I just don't know how to right click
Oh, okay.
on my friend.
What were you doing before?
Normally I press control and then my trackpad, but nothing's happening.
Did you change your world builder?
Now it's raining. God.
Mine's raining too.
Oh, okay. It just doesn't let me right click at all.
If you world
If you
builder
didn't put
status
your
is
world-
on, it won't let you.
Have you got
So-
your world builder rights on?
I think so, yeah.
So you were able
How do
to
I-
place your your NPC?
Yeah, my character's there.
Oh. It just won't let you right click on it.
Let me right click anything.
Just check that world builder hasn't turned off. Go back down into the settings and do / world builder. WB.
And return.
Yeah.
That turned it off.
Okay, now turn it back on again. It should have been. It shouldn't have changed whatever your right mouse click was.
Yeah. I don't know if my right mouse click is something else though.
You can check in settings. If you go into settings and keyboard,
Yeah.
it will tell you what your right mouse click is.
Is strap bar, would that be it?
Let me see.
I'll try D. No, I don't know what it is. I don't know where to find it in the keyboard. It doesn't say anything about right click.
Well, is it
Let me
working?
show
Is
you-
it working
if I
on
share my
Danielle?
screen,
Is it working on
Sorry?
Danielle's?
Yeah.
Can you do it with Danielle and we'll see if we can fix it when we take our break?
Sure.
Yeah, because we'll come back to it. So once you've got your NPC up, you want to give them a name. Now that could be, this could be guard 1, whatever you want. Could have a name, Fred. And then you're going to give it some dialogue. So these NPCs can give instructions to the players in a game. So if you've had any time to play the World of Verona or the Mindful Night, the current one we're testing, or any of the interactive games already designed, you'll find these NPCs are really handy to give instructions. So it could say something, who goes there? You know, like some kind of language that might be used by a guard on a castle. Who goes there? Friend or foe?
Is there a way to edit it after you've like gotten out of it?
Yep.
Oh no, how do you get rid of them?
How do you get rid of what?
I keep placing NPCs.
Oh,
I've got like 3 of them. Look. Wait.
yeah, my Minecraft went crazy a second ago and started, when I was doing the trapdoors, it placed about 20 trapdoors that I didn't actually do. Just work on the one, we'll get rid of them in a sec. All right, and then you can choose the appearance. They don't have a lot of skins, but there is a few there that you could choose one that might be suitable for a guard on your castle. And then we want to go into advanced settings. Now, this is where we can actually add some content or the actual interaction is more than just speaking to the guard now. The guard can give something to people. So I'm going to get my guard to do a few things. So I've got a URL for castle etiquette, some castle life, and I'm going to put that into my world. So I'm going to add a URL, drop that in. So if you want to use this, this is castlesandmanorhouses.com/life.htm, but you can Google something fun to put in your castle as a link that it will give to the player, and give it a name. And add URL. So, and I can add multiple URLs if I wanted to, but in this case, I'm just going to give them one. So just Google something fun that could go with your castle, a link you're going to give them, or take them out. So for instance, on the project that was being worked on for a museum, the museum guide could give you a link to the history of Monet, or you know, the story of Van Gogh, or you know, something else, linking out to some piece of great research. Now you can see how this is really cool for kids to do, because this is really great way to evidence their research. The things they've researched, they can put into NPCs. So has everyone got a URL in?
Nearly.
Doesn't really matter what it is, because you can come back and edit it. But let's also go back to advanced settings, and we want to add a command now. Now commands are any of those, the commands we saw in the list of commands, and you can play with how to do those, but I'm just going to give one command here. And it's give. I think we need to have the slash. I'll double check. Give at P, so you can copy this. That just means the nearest player. At P is the nearest player. Diamond sword. Diamond underscore sword. So, and I can make it a button as well. So it will be a button, and it needs a name. So if this person is a friend, I'm going to give them a diamond sword to enter the castle. Okay, so does everyone manage to program a link and a command?
Yep.
And you can see you can have multiples of those. Okay, and if I've got this right, we should be all good to come out of that, and our NPC should work. But before we can test it, we have to come back out of World Player, because we were in Edit. We need to slash, do WB again, and it should tell us world status updated to false. So now it's turned off. We can't edit the NPC. And if we right mouse click on them, we should see
That is so cool.
what you created. Who goes there, friend or foe? I will give you permissions if you are nice to me. Okay, castle etiquette and a diamond sword. If I click diamond sword, I should see automatically in my inventory, if I had an open slot, which I didn't, I should have had, I would get a diamond sword. And castle etiquette will take me out to the URL that I've given on castle life in a medieval castle. So
I
that,
didn't get the diamond sword.
You need to have an empty slot.
did you, yeah, you've got to have an empty slot.
I do have an empty slot.
In mine, I haven't got any. So if I take something out of my, so that I've got empty space, it should give me the diamond sword now. And there I've got a diamond sword.
See, I didn't get that.
But you've got to have an empty slot in the hot
at-
bar.
What was the code again?
Give space at P. That means the nearest player, whoever's standing nearest to it. Space, diamond, underscore, sword. The underscore is important. So if I'll show you again what that code looks like. I just use that because it's a quick, easy one to use. But there are lots of commands you can use. So it's give at P diamond underscore sword. So it's on screen there. Taylor, can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And I made it a button. If it wasn't a button, it would automatically give me the sword without me clicking on it.
Okay.
And I could change the name to if friend. Perhaps that makes more sense. If friend, you're going to get a diamond sword. So then /WB, sorry, and then right mouse click, and if friend, I'm going to get a diamond sword.
Did you do that? I missed that. So what are you doing?
Tell us what's happening, girls.
I just missed, like, how do you check it again? You said.
All right, so you've programmed, you've done all this?
Yeah.
Okay,
How did you check it again?
Close it.
Close what?
Close the dialog box.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This box, just close it on the hash up there. And then make sure you go /WB. You've got to turn on and off World Builder so that you can program it and so that you can test it.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, yeah. That worked. Yeah.
And did you get a URL and a gift to give?
Yeah, I named my URL, but the button, but it didn't come up. It just said still learn more.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go and have a look at that? I have to go back into World Builder. I remember the first time I did this, I spent so long going, this will not work, this will not work. And of course I hadn't turned back on World Builder. It's tricky to remember. Once you get into it, it'll work out. You at the button name?
Yeah.
Underneath the URL. So there's URL and then button name. If you don't click button name, it doesn't give you the option. So you'll see if you add a new URL, there's button name there and it's got learn more. Change learn more to what you want the name to be.
Oh, mine's working this time. I had written learn more about, I called my castle Bridge. So I'd written learn more about Castle Bridge, but it just showed the words learn more.
Yeah.
Right. It might, I might need you to erase it all, or there might be a character limit.
Yeah.
All right. Has everyone got that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are characters you can play heaps with, and kids love using them. I think they're a great tool if your kids are building a world to demonstrate the research they've done and the learning they've done. NPCs can be a great way for them to point to what they found important, what research they've done, and so on. And it can give rewards to people who've visited and carried out some part of their game or interaction that they're working on. But any of the commands, so NPCs can kill you, and NPCs can do loads of things, any of the commands. So get to know the commands well, because you can play with how that happens. And at P is the nearest player, at S is yourself, so you could give yourself something, and so on. So there's lots of different ways of using the commands with the NPCs.
Is there somewhere where we could see a list of?
Yeah, sure. I've got some for now.
Yes, I think on the links in the PDF I gave you, but if I haven't put it there, I'll make sure I add a list up. of the commands that the NPC can use. Yeah, but I think for both teachers to build a world themselves, but for kids to demonstrate their learning, this is very cool. Right, let's take a break. If I want to make sure before we do that everyone's happy with that. We've done doors, we've done trap doors, we've got the front of our castle, and we've put a guard in place on our castle, at least one. And you can have multiple guards. The guards can give multiple URLs. They can give multiple commands as well. So you can see, I think it's up to 6 that they can offer. So for instance, when Joel he posted a rubric last week that they were doing where the students were making an NPC into a museum tour guide. And so those tour guides could ask questions and let you choose an answer and get a reward for your answer. So the different gifts could relate to what your answer is, depending how you name the button. So the tour guides could be giving lots of different interactivity, but it's a great way for kids to demonstrate what they've learned. And the power of it is not in the NPC, although kids will get sucked into that. The power of it is in what they actually give back, what they've demonstrated with what they do.
Can you do it like if you had a door and then an NPC standing next to the door, the NPC asks you the question, and if you answer it correctly, it opens the door?
Absolutely. You would probably want to do, that would be a combination of maybe commands, redstone, command blocks, but absolutely, it could ask a question and then open the door for you.
Yeah.
So it could be, a little more complicated collection of things, but absolutely doable. All right, let's take a break and we'll work out why why Chloe's right click is not working, and everyone else let's take 10-15 minutes just to have a stretch, make coffee, whatever.
Yeah.
Pat the puppies, Kirsty.
Yeah, let him back in. He's been crying at the door.
Let him in. I don't mind. You didn't all panic about mine barking, so don't worry. It's easy. All right, Chloe, what's happening?
I just can't right click in Minecraft. Like I can
Okay.
do it anywhere else on my laptop, but not.
Okay, so if you go into settings in Minecraft,
Yeah.
keyboard and mouse, what have you got?
Do you want me to share? It doesn't say anything about right. Mine looks the same as yours.
Button 1, button 2, button 3. Place block.
My place block is M.
So is that wanting you to use the keyboard M?
Maybe I need to do that.
Try that.
Okay.
I mean, you can come back and change it, but try that.
Oh
No,
my
that
God,
works.
that was it. That was it. M.
Okay.
Write that down. Let me write that down.
But you can change that back to something else if you want.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I know what it is now. I've been using it obviously to place blocks. I just didn't know that would be my right click.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now take a break. Take a break for 10 minutes, have a stretch, cup of tea. And
Sure.
I'm just going to mute and kill the camera while we're on break. And I'll see everybody back in a little bit.
Sure. I can YouTube as well. Oh my God, that was such an easy fix.
Oh, I reckon that Zoom is really good.